but I can guarantee you, Mr Deputy Speaker, it won't be grounded in economic reality.
I thank the honourable member for Shortland. The question is that the words proposed to be omitted stand part of the question, and I call the honourable member for New England.
Well, thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker, and you heard it, didn't you, in Shortland? He talked about the last part of coal because he's talking about the last part of your job. So I say to people of Warners Bay, the member for Shortland is a fake. I say to the people of Valentine, the member for Shortland is a fake. I say to the people of Curry, the member of Shortland wants to put you out of a job. And they know that too. That's why there was a 10% swing against him, and that's why the most recent polling says he's gone. He's gone. It's all over for him. Doesn't even support Newcastle, supports Parramatta. It's not even from the area. He was transported to the area. So what we are doing on behalf of the people of Shortland is showing in this amendment that we are unambiguous behind their job, that we stand up for coal miners, that we stand up for coal-fired power, that we are willing to put our name to the paper and stand behind their jobs and their future, because the biggest issue for our nation, Mr Deputy Speaker, I'd hate to say it, it's not climate change. It's not. The biggest issue for us is the preeminence of China as a growing superpower and our need to make this nation as strong as it possibly can be. Our biggest issue is to understand that in the future, if we get a slide of American influence out from our region, we have to make this nation as strong as it can possibly be. And that means we have to be very mindful of our situation as compared to the situation in Europe or the situation in the Americas, because we live in a different part of the world. And anything we can do to make this nation stronger, to bring back its manufacturing, to bring back its capacity to be resilient enough to stand with the problems that may eventuate in the future, if the course of events in the past is to be any sort of guide, means that we must have the capacity to have the cheapest and most reliable power we can possibly get. And Australia had the cheapest power when it was coal-fired power, and now we have the dearest power in the OECD. And we have got to make sure, and if it means that you get the umbrage, and I acknowledge the member for Shortland, I'll get the umbrage of some of my colleagues for what I do. But the difference is, the member for Shortland, I'm prepared to do it. You're not. And that is the precise difference, because people out there want to see you stand behind their jobs. So what we have is we've got to make sure that if we are prepared to sell this product to the rest of the world, and we are, our nation's largest export is fossil fuels. It is not computers, it is not motor cars, it is not kitchen renovations, it's not agriculture. Our biggest export is fossil fuels. And if we are going to say that we believe it is right and just that this is exported to the rest of the world, as I do, then surely it is logical that you would also produce the best technology and the most efficient technology to use it, and stand behind that product by saying we will build it in Australia. We will show you how to use it best. If it's not the advent of the expansion of the power and preeminence of China, it's also a debt. And we've got to have a strong economy to be able to repay it. We've got to make sure that we take every advantage we possibly can. So if we look at what's happening now in our nation, Altona fuel refinery is closing down, leaves us with about 2 fuel refineries. Vales Point is no longer going to go into an expansion, so that is an issue. Liddell is closing down. We've had blackouts in Manly, we've had blackouts in Hunters Hill. Our power system is at an edge, and we have to break away from this quasi-religion that has possessed the place, where you are not even allowed to talk. You're not even allowed to mention the word coal in many instances. And I'd have to say the member for Shortland's fallen into that trap. He's fallen into the trap, and his own people know it. His own people know it. And that's why. Why do they know it? Because they have to live. They have to live with the experience of power prices that are driven, in many instances, by a section of the community which has a lot more spare cash than the people in Curry do, which has a lot more spare cash than the people in so many areas of the member for Shortland's electorate. They probably have a lot more spare cash than the people of Caves Beach. These people want to make sure that we do the right thing by them, which is cheap and affordable power, and in the past they had it, and now they don't. And if we keep driving this agenda where we can't even discuss high-intensity, low-emission coal-fired power, but in the same breath, out the other side of your mouth, say, but I believe in the coal industry, it looks like complete and utter hypocrisy. It looks like you're completely and utterly dodgy. And you're not philosophically correct. You can't say you support the coal industry, but you don't support the usage of coal. You don't support the usage of coal. And when they say that, oh, well, the other parts of the world aren't using it, well, might I remind you that in the transition, the so-called transition by Japan, they're not transitioning out of coal, they're transitioning from old coal-fired power stations into high-intensity, low-emission, new coal-fired power stations as part of their plan in 30 years to transition on. And even in China, where we export coal to, they're building in this right now in excess of 160 new coal-fired power stations. We had a German delegation in our office. We're always told the Germans don't use it anymore. And I asked the question, it's on the Hansard. I said, are you using coal-fired power? And I said, we are refurbishing our Brown coal-fired power station. Refurbishing. So there are a lot of facts that are lost. And to comply with the tenets of a religion, but to probably absolve yourself of the facts. We have got to make sure that in a path to cleaner energy, which I have no problems with, that's logical, that we put all the opportunities that are before us and we represent that in the bills that we vote for. So I will be moving an amendment for high-intensity, low-emission coal-fired power, and to take the interjection about the market. If the market decides they don't want to build one, well, they don't want to build one. That's their choice. If the market decides they don't want to build one, they don't want to build one. But they've got to have that opportunity. And the member for Shortland is saying within this bill, they can't. Within this bill, they can't. And so that is the issue. And so it is still good, Mr Deputy Speaker, to be able to stand at the very back of the chamber like I did at the front and stir these people up. And the reason you get under their skin, Mr Deputy Speaker, is because they know full well that it hurts at their home base because their people in their hometowns are saying, why are you not standing behind my industry? Why are you not standing behind my house payments? Why are you not standing behind my job? Why are you not standing behind the cost of putting my kids through the school? Why are you not standing behind my capacity to have the boat, the car of my choice? Why are you forcing me into a lower paid job? Why is your religion driven by the inner suburbs of the major capitals when you used to be the Labor Party, but when you lost the you lost me? You no longer believe in the people who put you there, in the reason your party was created. You have stepped away from it. And might I say that in the more wily politicians who exist in this place, there is one who has smelt the breeze. And he sits over there now. He used to sit down there. The member for Hunter. And the member for Hunter went home and realised that he probably wouldn't have a job unless he changed what he was saying. Now I say to you, member for Shortland, you're going to lose your job. You're gone. We've done the polling on you. You're dead. You're gone. You're finished. Oh yeah, we have. You know, and I tell you, it's your own people. It's your own people. They don't want to vote against you, but they feel they have to vote against you. Mate, you won't be. You won't be. And that's the trouble because, see, you're a lefty.
I thank the honourable member for New England.
In a Labor seat.
It being 7:30, I propose the question that the House do now adjourn. Are there any